Hi everyone, checking in with our daily devotional thought. Today we're going to be looking at a story from the life of Jesus from the last week of his life, a time when he was in a lot of conflict. And so this is a story from Luke 20, starting verse 20, where some people come after him and they think they have this question where they can trap him and get him in trouble with the authorities. And so they ask, is it right for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Right? And this is a good question because if he says no, it's not right to pay your taxes, then they can hand him over to the authorities. But if he says yes, you need to pay your taxes, a lot of his supporters, his Jewish supporters, are not going to be happy with him, right? The people that want him to be king and start a revolution. But Jesus is able to see a way out of this question. And so he sees through, it says, and asks them to show me a denarius, right? The coin that they would use. Yes, whose image and inscription are on it? Caesar's, they replied. He said to them, then give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's. Now, in our days, we don't have denariuses, but we do have dollars. And whose image is on that? Washington. And so we have to ask, what do we owe Washington? Right? There are things that we owe the authorities that sometimes we'd rather not give them. And then there are things that we don't owe them that we end up giving them, our allegiance. Jesus' response also says we give to God what is God's. And since his question was, right, whose image is on the coin, the question we ask is, well, where is the image of God? And we ask that, we know from this creation story that the image of God is in us. Every human being is made in God's image. And so we owe God our very selves, our very lives. And so the challenge for us is to figure out, what does that look like? What does it look like to give myself to God and not give myself to other authorities and powers in a way that goes against what God wants? Paul actually talks about this in Romans 13, right? That's another passage that we go to a lot to talk about our relationship to the authorities. But at the end of that section, he talks about what we owe to God and actually what we owe to each other, right? Because if we're all made in God's image, then we owe something to one another as well. And so he says in Romans 13, starting verse 7, pay to all what is due them. Taxes to whom taxes are due, revenue to whom revenue is due, respect to whom respect is due, honor to whom honor is due. Owe no one anything except to love one another. For the one who loves has fulfilled the law. That's all we owe. We owe love. Maybe we're in debt. Maybe we feel like someone owes us, but we're also called to forgive those debts as we forgive our debtors. So today, who do you owe love to, and how can you show it to them? Hope you can find an answer. God bless.